Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. We are also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, Ghana Armed Forces arrest one person over forged document at ongoing LWAC military recruitment exercise.
Just that where documents are not all right, we've had one case of forgery and then we are handling it. That's why we have IT specialists at post.
Also coming up, commercial tricycle operators protest in Kumasi over alleged extortion by officials of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly.
We want to call on government to fast-track the legalization. As we are regulating under this vehicle, it gives opportunities for some authorities to disregard us, to extort from us.
Still ahead, NPP Presidential Election Committee to meet all flag bearer hopefuls ahead of its presidential primary on January 31, 2026. And later, we'll take you to the Volta region where tension is building up at Ho Zongo as the youth are resisting the endorsement of Alhaji Muniru as regional chief imam.
We, the members of the Ho Central Zongo, vow to challenge the decision with our last drop of blood to resist any attempt by the so-called Volta chief imam, Alhaji Muniru.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live in the Volta region on Premier FM 100.5, Sky Power FM 93.5 and Beach FM 105.5, all in Takrady, Bono region GLife FM 95.5 in Sunyain, Ashanti region Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi, Volta region we are live on Akwini Radio 96.7 in Pando, Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for choosing us. The Ghana Armed Forces has arrested an individual for forging documents during the ongoing military recruitment exercise at the LWAC Stadium in Accra. The process, which resumed today after last week's stampede that killed 6 applicants, is running smoothly. Nearly 1,000 candidates have been screened so far. Director of Protocol Colonel Evelyn Asamoah tells Citi News the suspect was immediately handed over to the police and will face appropriate action.
Nothing so far has been recorded, no eventuality. It's just that where documents are not all right, we've had one case of forgery and then we are handling it. That's why we have IT specialists at post deployed. So where we identify forgery, we quickly handle it because we don't want fraudsters joining us in the military. Yes, definitely. And the person has been identified, so it's been handled. At the end of the day, we are looking at handling or taking care of the large numbers and making sure we get the right people to join the armed forces. That's what we are looking at. Definitely, we need able persons, able-bodied men and women to join the armed forces, and we want people who are eligible, who are qualified to do so. So that's what we are looking at, that the qualified persons get the opportunity to join the armed forces and achieve their dreams.
Colonel Evelyn Asamoah is Director of Protocol for the Ghana Armed Forces. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Parliament's Defence and Interior Committee, James Agalga, who visited the centres with his colleagues, expressed satisfaction with the exercise.
We've also seen for ourselves that The doctors are at work. The teams that are responsible for documentation are also at work. And these things are happening simultaneously. And so from here, we are going to go to some other centers and see whether what we have seen at the Elwak Stadium has been replicated over there. I am very convinced, because we've been briefed by the CDS, that is what they have done across all the screening centers. So I'd like to use this opportunity to commend the CDS for the visionary leadership he has brought to bear, even in the face of the disaster that happened. I mean, we are so far impressed, and we're going to send back a positive feed to the Right Honourable Speaker at whose instance we are here. That said, let me seize the opportunity once again to convey our condolence to the bereaved families, those who lost their wards the last time, and of course those who suffered some injury.
James Agalga is MP for Busan North and Chairman of Defence and Interior Committee of Parliament. Let's go live to the Elwak Stadium in Accra and speak to my colleague Fauzu Masaudu to get the latest update on the recruitment exercise. Fauzu, thank you for your time. It's just a few minutes after midday. How is the process going so far?
Well, in the words of the Ghana Armed Forces, so far so good. I can report that the numbers that were recorded earlier have significantly reduced, and that points to the number of candidates that have gone through the process so far. We know that the Ghana Armed Forces, contrary to earlier targets of registering or going through the documents of 600 candidates, today they have targeted 1,600, and the last engagement we had with the authorities of the military here, they had processed close to 1,000 individuals. So the numbers have significantly reduced. The armed forces also say that there have not been any incidents of... the process has largely been incident-free, except that there's been an issue of forgery where one of the purported candidates faked documents just to go through the process. But he's been apprehended, and the military are saying that they will handle it in the right way.
Very well, thank you for your time. Fauzi Masaudu is my colleague here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Now, the Armed Forces says it is deploying additional troops to the Boko enclave ahead of the Asante-Hennes final declaration on the long-running Boko conflict. Otumfuo said to the second is expected to hold the concluding session of his mediation efforts on November 30 and December 1. Northern General Officer Commanding Brigadier General Agbevo says the military remains on high alert to maintain peace and prevent any disturbances before and after the ruling.
We have realized that for the past 3 months or so, Boko has been very good, very calm. And all the attention have shifted to Binduri. So we want to see what we have done in Boko. We do the same thing in Binduri, or even better, to ensure that Binduri too is safe. We are doing all this in anticipation of Otumfuo's declaration so far as the Boko crisis is concerned. Now we need to move the truth forward instead of waiting for something to happen before we move forward.
Brigadier General Agbevo is Northern General Officer Commanding of the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, scores of commercial tricycle operators in Kumasi have staged a massive protest against what they describe as persistent extortion and harassment by officials of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. The operators parked their tricycles and prevented others from working, forcing many to join the demonstration. Although the KMA banned tricycles from parts of the Central Business District 2 years ago, the riders say a task force continued to harass them. The union chairman, Seidu Mubarak, said they have had enough of the harassment. Let's go live to Kumasi and speak to my colleague in the region, Hafiz Tijani. Hafiz, thank you for joining us. Tell us, what's the current situation with the protest by the commercial tricycle operators?
So how currently they have presented their petition to the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, which was received by the Kumasi mayor who was here at the RTC for a program, and also the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Director and other officials of the Regional Coordinating Council. But before now, they were at the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly to present their petition. But the mayor was not around. It was the presiding member who represented him. But the mayor is currently here at the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council. But the message the protesters are sending to the authorities is that if by 2 weeks, if they don't heed to their concerns, they are going to go to the restricted areas. They are going to ensure that their members operate within the restricted areas, defying the directives by the city authorities. And they want the authorities to engage them further because the government already is having a roadmap for the Okada operators and also the tricycle operators. So why is it that they are not allowed to operate at certain areas within the central business district? So for now, they have submitted their petition. But I must say that the protesters comported themselves, and also the police also ensured there was law and order within the principal streets of the metropolis. But the protest also caused a lot of traffic within town because of their movement. But now they have submitted the petition. The mayor said they will relay the information to the Ashanti Regional Minister when he comes. But he was emphatic that the legalization they were calling for is beyond them at the regional level. They have to deal with that at the national level. But they would ensure that when the minister comes, they will relay the information to him.
Hafiz, this earlier caused some sort of traffic in the CBD. Can you tell us about the traffic situation as we speak?
Well, so as they move from the various intersections and the major streets or the major principal streets, the traffic situation came down because of their numbers. So the police also ensured that they controlled their movement so that they don't cause more traffic on the road. But for now, the traffic flow is normal at most of the areas they had used the route.
Now, were they satisfied with the comment by the mayor that the address will be forwarded to the regional minister for onward submission to the presidency with regards to their concerns?
Yes, they have stated that they are okay, but they insist that they were giving the city authorities 2 weeks. If nothing is done about these concerns they have enumerated in their petition, they were going to defy the directive to operate at the banned areas, the restricted areas within the Kumasi business district, and then also other parts of the metropolis.
Thank you very much. Hafiz Tijani is our bureau chief for the Middle Belt. Let's now take a listen to Seydou Mubarak, who is the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the National Union of Tricycle Operators Ghana.
We want to call on government to fast-track the legalization. As we are regulating under this vacuum, it gives opportunities for some authorities to disregard us, to extort from us, and then to harass our boys on the road. The authorities I'm talking about, simple as KMA. KMA, for example, have restricted us from going to the central business district. This is 2 years now. I believe that Channel 1, that time it was Citi TV. You came and took coverage of whatever conspired here. They said they are doing transport rail organization. And the transport rail organization, they are going to dig on just the city. And they started from tricycle. Once they are done with tricycle, they will go to on-street parking. And after on-street parking, they will make sure that the heavy vehicles do not come to the central business district in the daytime to offload. And yet, this is 2 years now, as we all bear witness. Nothing has been done about anything again, except only for tricycle. We saw it to be a target.
Seydou Mubarak is Ashanti Regional Chairman of the National Union of Tricycle Operators Ghana. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly is warning commercial drivers to stop charging unapproved fares, especially during peak hours. The AMA says despite recent reduction in fuel prices, some operators continue to overcharge passengers. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement to launch Operation Disaster Free Christmas, Accra Mayor Michael Nick Pakbo Alote cautioned that drivers found charging arbitrary fares will face prosecution.
Fares that they are charging, fares that they're not supposed to charge, charging the citizenry on fares that they're supposed to take from the citizens. We are coming from tomorrow. Anybody who pick from the street from tomorrow will make sure the law will take its cost. And I'm pleading with them. I'm standing on this medium to plead with them that I don't want to catch any driver. Before you catch a driver down, they will say, oh, we beg or we beg, we beg. They should stop. If a passenger pick a car from 37 to come to Accra and 50 cedis, he's supposed to pick the same fare 37, 50 cedis. They cannot, in the evening, he has to pay 100 cedis. We beg them. We are pleading with them, and we know that they will listen. And what I want to say again is that if from tomorrow, any driver that will catch that is charging fare that is not supposed to charge, I can promise the passengers that will deal with the drivers for them.
Mayor of Accra, Michael Nekpapo Alote. The Gbewa Scrap Dealers Association has expressed fear its members could lose their livelihoods if government goes ahead with plans to ban the export of non-ferrous metal scraps. The proposal announced in the 2026 budget is aimed at supporting local manufacturing, but the association's General Secretary Salim Salifu says local firms pay far lower prices for processed scrap, making export essential for their survival. The group says it wants government to reconsider the policy.
We expect that policies that government will bring will rather boost businesses. But if the policies are going to eventually turn businesses down, that will not be good for the country and government as well.
So as your association had a dialogue or meeting with the government?
Yes, we had meeting once. Yeah, this is the outcome that about a month ago, we didn't hear anything than to hear this now. We didn't hear anything than to hear this rumor that they are going to put the ban. That is what we are surprised. And you know, as the saying goes, if you are not strong and you see a strike coming, you have to cry first.
Salim Salifu is General Secretary of the Gbewa Scrap Dealers Association. This is still the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. The news is also live in the northern region on Dasuma FM 99.1 in Yendi, Upper East Word FM 88.3 in Zuarungu, Pure FM 100.5 in Navrongo, Upper West. We are live on West Link 88.1 in Laura, and in the northeast region we are live on Eagle FM 94.1 in Wali Wali. Now still to come, NPP Presidential Election Committee to meet off Lakbara hopefuls ahead of its presidential primary on January 31, 2026. We have details of that, plus other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The luckiest everywhere, for everyone. Yeah.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community go win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, a final year student of Islamic Senior High School in Kumasi has died after falling from the top floor of the school's administration block on Tuesday. The student, identified as Abbas, was the acting boy's prefect. Family members say he had previously hinted at harming himself, but his comments were not taken seriously. He was rushed to the Kumfanoshi Teaching Hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. The Ghana Education Service is yet to comment on the incident. Away from that, the 32-year-old woman seen in a viral video being assaulted by her husband, says she repeatedly reported the abuse to police but no action was taken. Harriet Amuzu revealed she has endured months of violence and believes her husband could have killed her. Speaking on Accra-based TV3, she says the latest attack captured on video was only one of many incidents that went unaddressed despite her appeals for protection.
One prayer number the thousands and one say one and yet that year no go fire with the bomb in the said him. Hey, blessing to drop now something is so bad. Come see me cool and go baby. I wish I for wine. And I miss Mr. So when you 2 minutes I trust.
He beats me mercilessly with a metallic stick, threatening to kill me and prevent me from returning to my parents. I fell to my knees and begged him to spare me, pleading with him to remember our past. However, he proceeded to the kitchen, grabbed a knife and attempted to cut off my hands, ignoring my continuous pleas.
Memena mi peko na kuma betoni yemi oja mi keke na mako mi yebi ebiele suya papa we don't just that.
Harriet Amuzu is a 32-year-old woman seen in a viral video being assaulted by her husband. Meanwhile, the 3 suspects arrested in connection with the violence have been remanded into police custody by the Magistrate Court as the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service. Now, the 2 others, which include Louis Odate Lamte and Grace Kushi Lamte, have also been charged with conspiracy to commit a crime. All 3 have been remanded into police custody to reappear before the court on December 3, 2025. Away from that, youth in the whole Zango community are rejecting the endorsement of Alhaji Muniru as Volta Regional Chief Imam. Although his appointment was approved by the Asogli State and the Regional Coordinating Council, it has revived a long-standing succession dispute following the death of Imam Hamza Danjuma. One of the leaders of the youth group, Abdul Razak Abubakar, insists former Deputy Imam Sheikh Alpha Anas is the rightful successor and are calling for an end to what they describe as political interference.
We, the members of the whole Central Zongo, vow to challenge the decision with our last drop of blood to resist any attempt by the so-called Volta Chief Imam, Alhaji Muniru, to organize any prayer or leading any congregation on behalf of Muslims community because we did not recognize the said person as Volta Regional Chief Imam. Family believe that matters of religious leadership should be addressed with purity, respect for tradition, and strict adherence to due process. Political involvement in such issue threatens the unity, stability, and peace of the community. We therefore appeal to the regional and national leadership of the NDC as well as state authorities to intervene properly.
Vice Youth Leader of the Ho Zango Abdul Razak Abubakar and the Zango Youth Leader in Ho Mohammed Salisu Kija stressed that the youth will stand firm on the right procedures and will not tolerate any intimidation from the police or traditional authorities.
We are sending a signal to the police service. No intimidation. No intimidation. We are sending a signal to the traditional leaders. No intimidation. They violate the law of this country. They violate the law of this country. And we are using the justice. We should pave way for the justice. Those people are planning that they are coming to the mosque on Friday to take over from us. They are lying. They should not try.
We heard a Zango Youth Leader in Ho, Mohammed Salisu Kija. The Ghana Medical Association has condemned violent scenes at the Northern Regional Hospital after a viral video showed some youth locking the medical director's office, barricading administrative areas and disrupting services. General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Richard Salome, described the action as lawless and dangerous. He urged the Ghana Health Service to provide stronger security for medical staff, warning that doctors may withdraw from facilities if their safety is not guaranteed.
Or the community may have. And so it is very important to us because where they live alone, we can render service in a dangerous environment. So any employee who finds himself in a dangerous where his or her life is endangered, it clearly happened in this particular case. It's mandated to be able to remove him or herself from the danger because, like I said, you must live before you let live. And so we do not want to get to the point where we are telling our members for doctors and other health workers, for example, we are insisting that the facility makes sure that all staff who are providing care are adequately catered for when it comes to security, and so that people do not. So this is why we made that call, and it's important to be doing that because if it persists, if people think of state, it is only proper and humane that we make sure that our students and college do not expose themselves to dangers.
Richard Salome further called on traditional authorities to intervene in advising the youth to use appropriate forums in addressing grievances with health facilities.
We believe that the traditional authorities wield a lot of power in this country. Many of these won't use traditional authorities when they stand down. That's why we are calling on the traditional authorities. And we believe that their voices would hold true when it comes. Again, we are calling on the traditional authorities, not just bringing in the youth, also access the facility. There exists a right and to air any grievance and any necessary action that needs to be taken. There exists the avenue, legal avenue, to report to the management, move about the management to the district health authority, all the way to the regional health authority, the regional minister also available. And then you can escalate to the Federal Service Headquarters or to the Minister of Health.
General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Richard Salome. The New Patriotic Party's Presidential Election Committee will meet all presidential aspirants this afternoon to discuss preparations for the upcoming flag-bearer elections. An invitation signed by Committee Secretary William Yamo says the meeting will provide updates on the electoral process and address key concerns raised by candidates. The committee expects the engagement to be smooth, transparent and credible as the party moves towards selecting its next presidential candidate. Citi News' Hansen Ajuman is at the NPP headquarters and joins us live via telephone. Hansen, good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. Has the meeting started?
Yes, the meeting we are told has started. The journalists have been asked to stand in front of the gate. Representatives of the candidates have made themselves to the party. They told that the meeting is ongoing. It's only after the meeting that journalists will be addressed. The candidates themselves have not been able to come in person because obviously lots of them, almost if not all of them, are campaigning in the various regions, but they have representatives at the NPP headquarters that asked them down to get to meet with the Presidential Election Committee on preparations ahead of the party's presidential primary. Mind you, the Presidential Committee recently revealed that it had completed a compilation of the election register and that the copy will be handed to the various candidates for assessment and for feedback. And so that will be one of the major issues to be discussed and issues that has to do with the voters register. Again, within some of the quarters of the candidates, there are issues about the use of the proxy voting system for the external branches, delegates of the external branches who sometimes are not able to make it in person to the party when the party holds such election, as well as the commentary that we are seeing from persons linked to the various camps. We're told that the Presidential Election Committee is concerned about how conversations can be made more healthy in such a manner that after the election, the New Patriotic Party will come out as the winners in this.
Thank you so much, Hansen Ashman. Keep an eye on this development. We'll come back to you subsequently when you have more from the meeting with NPP's presidential hopefuls. This is the City Prime News. Now, the news has been live from our studios in Adabrake in Accra. Across the regions, we were live in the Western region on Premier FM, Beach FM and Power FM, all in Takrady. Bono region, J Life in Sunya, in Ashanti region, Orange FM in Kumasi, Volta region, Akpini Radio, Pando Heritage FM in Hohoi, Northern region, Dasuma FM in the Upper East, Word FM, and Pure FM in Navrongo. Upper West, we were live on Westlink in Laura, and Northeast region, we were live on Eagle FM in Wali. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Thank you for your company.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.